Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Every year, these provinces of Canada, they increase their minimum wage according to the inflation, according to economy's situation, right? So this year, from October 1st, these provinces are going to improve or rather increase their minimum wage. A minimum wage is what you, at least that's what you're going to make when you even work in Tim Hortons, even if you work in McDonald's. This is the minimum national wage, and you're going to get it if you are in that province. Okay, and keep in mind, the minimum wage is as per the province where you reside in. For example, if you're in Newfoundland and Labrador, then your minimum wage is currently 14.50, $14.50, and it will be increased to $15. The biggest chunk of increment is in Ontario, and I will share that in a bit. Then Prince Edward Island, again, same figures, 14.50 to $15. Then Nova Scotia, again, same figures, 14.50 to $15. Now, Saskatchewan, they made a jump of $1. The previous three Atlantic provinces, 50 cents only. Saskatchewan, or how they call it, Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan made a jump of from $13 to $14. This is a $1 increment. And keep in mind, Saskatchewan has a limited amount of expenses as compared to Ontario or as compared to British Columbia. The cost of living is a lot cheaper in Manitoba in terms of housing mainly, but it's a cold province, and Manitoba is also a very cold province. So Manitoba made a big jump as well, from 14.15, meaning 14.15, they made a jump to 15.30. Okay, so it's almost an increment of $1.25 per hour. So this is per hour wage, right? So if you work 40 hours in a week, then obviously almost $45 increment you're going to see every week, and almost $200 increment you're going to see every month. So it's a great news for many people. Then Ontario, from 15.50 to 16.55. Now on the weekends, I work minimum wage. I've told you guys that I work in a burger joint on Saturday and Sunday. So from October, I would be getting from 15.50. Currently, I'm getting that to 16.55. Okay, so this is going to be the minimum national wage, and the amount of tips that I get. So you see, minimum wage has its perks as well. So I worked in this restaurant, and I'm sure all the other restaurants do this as well. Not all, but many. So when customers give you tip, here in Canada, mostly your customers are going to give you 15% or 20% tip. For example, if the bill was $100, then they're going to give you a $15 tip. So they're going to pay $115, and they pay it through their credit cards, through their debit card. So whenever there is a bill showing on the debit card machine, there is always an option of paying a tip. Okay, this is a very usual scenario. And people who have passed the stage of making their ends meet, they start giving the tips. And Oakville is one of those regions where people are rich and they like to give tips. So in my restaurant, I make around $1.50, sometimes $2 an hour. So if I'm getting 15.50 from my employer, then including the tips, I get $17 or 17.50 for working in that same hour because of the tips. Okay, and my restaurant, they give out those tips to the employees. So there are many restaurants who do not share the tips, and I don't know if you're legally allowed to ask for it, but the owner of my restaurant, he's a good guy, Pakistani guy, and he gives it to us. So I mean, having those tips is an added advantage, but 16.55 is going to be the minimum wage if I continue working in this restaurant from October onward. So I'll see a $1.05 increment as well per hour. Okay, so as I said, these minimum wages, an increment in these minimum wages is the need of the hour. The expenses are too much. And that brings me to a question: can you survive on minimum wage? I should make a separate video on it because I might have a different perspective. I think I strongly believe that you can survive on minimum wage in Canada, and I might be able to tell you that exactly how to do that. So with these words, this is Arif Sakhar, and I'm hoping great things are coming your way.